All right, let's see if anybody shows up. I am so late. Usually a lot normal time. I'm 2 hours late. Let's see if anybody's here. If not, I'll get all. Hey, Lady Hawk. Hey, hey guys. I know I'm late. I'm like three. No, what time? I'm 2 hours late getting on. You guys. I'm so sorry. All heck has been breaking loose here. My goodness. Lots to talk about. Lots to talk about. And we'll talk about it, but I'm going to make a video about it and I'm going to put it on my second channel so you guys can see what's going on. So you remember I told you we built a room for my son upstairs and I put the whole thing on my second channel. And do you remember that I showed you the pictures of the door frame? Because after we finished the room, then we realized that what do you call them? Rafters, the ones that go across like this, were cockeyed. And that's why his room didn't come out squared. You can't see it with just the eye, but we didn't see it or notice it until we put the door frame on. And then it was like, oh my God, like this is bad. So we called the builder and I said, I have a structural warranty. And they were like, what's the problem? And I told them and they go, that's not a structural warranty. That's we'll take care of that. Okay. For 2 months, we've been waiting for these people to show up and fix it. Every time I called them, they're checking with somebody. They'll come back to us, blah, blah, blah. Finally, they say they're coming this Sunday. I looked at my husband. I said, I don't think they're going to show up. But they did. And they took down every one of those rafters going across and fixed them. And so now they're perfectly even. So now if we do any other work on the second floor, it'll be squared. I don't know how to it'll be normal. We're not going to be able to do anything for a while. We're not going to be able to do anything for a while though, because that costs a lot of money and we don't have it. So, hey Zephyr. Hey, well, I'm so glad you guys, I'm so sorry. But while the guys were here working, it was impossible. They showed up at, I'd say about 8:00 in the morning. And they just left. And the whole time that they were here, all you heard upstairs was wham, slam. And then you heard the nail guns going off. And I said to my husband, I can't go live with all that banging and noise above me. Like, forget it. So they just left. So now I'm able to come on. So yes, it's 5:10 there and it is 12:05. And the only reason I'm able to come on now, even though it's not going to be for a full hour, is because Royal Daily Tea doesn't come on for she comes on in less than an hour. She comes on at 1:00 my time, 6:00 London time. You're not going to want to miss her live today. This is going to be a good one. She got Princess Tiffany coming on there. Definitely make sure you tune in for that. Super important. And let's see what else. Oh, hi, Audrey. Yeah. Carol's here. Lady Hawk is here. Oh, I'm going to say that. Tam Lamo Town Magic is here. That's a mouthful. Oh, Wendy Newman. Hi, Wendy. Yeah, everybody's here. Yeah. So, yes, Lady Hawk, that's going to be a good show. She always has such interesting guests on. And you know me, I don't have people on that often anymore. I just decided not to do that. I just do my own lives. And every now and then, though, I'll have one of a very select group of people on, either the Sidleys or Revealing or Royal Daily Tea or Steph, the Alter Nerd. We have a very small or Resting Doll Face. I have a very small circle, but it's a good circle. And I was on Fiona and Trevor's it was Fiona's, and I was on there also with Fiona and Trevor. But they do a lot of lives, and I just come on Sundays. Unless, of course, something big is going on. Now, I just wanted to point out to you guys, first of all, tomorrow is another ridiculously long video, but you're not going to want to miss this one because we're talking about how Harry and Meghan are funding their royal lifestyle because they've run out of money. And so we're wondering what's going on. And now we know. And there's a lot in there. So we're covering that tomorrow. What was the other thing I was going to tell you? Oh, they're bringing up now. Remember, Harry and Meghan have been cut off. Yes, really quickly. Let me divert. Do I know what happened to Blair? Yes. Blair's channel, if you guys know, YouTube recently did a purge and they got rid of a lot of bot channels. And it looks like Blair's channel got caught up in the purge. Supposedly they'll fix it. Remember the last time my channel went down, it took 10 days before they put it back up. 10 days. I spoke to them. They said, put in an appeal. I put in the appeal. The appeal was denied by their computer. And it took somebody actually calling YouTube for a live person to look at it and go, oops, wait, we made a mistake, and turn my channel back on. So with that being said, it could take her a skinny minute to get her channel back up. Anyway, I told her in the meantime, she should go on Rumble. But that's why I keep telling you guys, make sure you have my email address, or not my email address, make sure you have my link to Rumble, which is down in the description box of every video I do. If YouTube goes down, Getter will go down also, but Rumble will not. And my Twitter won't go down either. So you can always find the links there as well. But that's why I always tell you, get those links and keep them, because you never know what's going to happen with YouTube. I mean, they just... Oh, and by the way, I've been keeping up with the numbers. Let's see, where did we start? We'll start. The month of November, I basically started at 553. That's 78,553. Okay, 78,553. Then I've gone up to 562, down to 556, up to 572. I'm down this morning to 561 and dropping. So now you understand what YouTube is doing. I'm actually keeping track. Oh, thank you, Carol. Yes, I'm glad it's being fixed too. I really am. My friend with the brain tumor, that is Nate, the lawyer. There are pictures of him with the drain coming out of his head. They only shaved half his head. I told him he should shave the other half and do the mohawk thing. I think he's looking banging with the head shaved. It looks really good. So I told him he should do the mohawk thing. And that's just me. Yes, link to my Rumble. Thank you. So what was I saying now? I completely lost my track. Okay, so Harry and Meghan have been cut off by the royal family. So they have no more dirt to dish. So in case you're paying attention, they've headed back again to William and Catherine don't like to hug. It's very jarring. They treated me badly. They're headed back and they're reviving all their old stories, even though Harry said that the royal family was, they called the royal family racist. Then they turned around and claimed they were not racist, that it was unconscious bias. Now they've turned around. They're crying racism again. I don't understand why the royal family, I think Harry and Meghan are doing just as much damage as Andrew did. Different kind of damage, but still damage. And I mean, I don't understand. I've said it before. They should take Princess Eugenie and Princess Beatrice's princess titles and their HRHs at the same time as Lily and Archie's and Meghan's, and they should take it all and say only the people in the direct line of success. And Harry's also, you're not in the direct line of succession anymore. Only the heir and his children and people in the direct line of succession get prince, princess, and HRH. I mean, it's like, let's just pull the Band-Aid already and be done with this. Meghan, Duchess of Sussex. She's having people, for all of her blistering about how she's not attached to those titles. Oh my God. She puts that damn royal cipher on anything that'll sit still. And she wants to be announced into the rooms. I mean, I don't know who she thinks she's kidding at this point. It's such a joke. Yep. I feel bad for Nate too. He's a super nice guy. I met him when it was right after Boozy had attacked me, and it was right after Jason Goodman had filed suit against Boozy, that Christopher Boozy went online and claimed that Nate, who's an attorney and was a prosecutor at one point, had planted evidence on people. And then he started making fun of Nate's eye. And this is a guy who's supposed to be a professional CEO of a company. I mean, it's literally a joke. Harry and Meghan do damage by 1,000 cuts. Yes, that's right. Tarnishing the monarchy. You having trouble spelling? Well, legally Parliament. So let me tell you what's happened. The letters patent was done. This is my understanding. And let me just, I'm double checking. But it's my standing. It was removed following a formal process. The Duke of York title was removed following a formal process that was initiated by King Charles, and it removed the title and the honors as well as His Royal Highness. And but the formal legal removal of the peerage is complex. That removes the titles from the peerage roll. But it's my understanding that something still went into Parliament. I'm not sure what. And Parliament has refused to do whatever it was that they'd been asked to do. So I'm not sure I don't know what that's about. It's confusing. It's like the king could do it, but then it hit Parliament, and Parliament went, we're not going to take time for this. So I'm not sure what's going to happen there. I don't know. I just hope William sticks to his guns. I hope William sticks to his guns too, because what's being said in the paper is that William is warmed up to the idea of Harry returning. Yeah, I don't believe that for a second. I think William is throwing Harry away. That's my personal opinion. Here we go. The peerage titles need to be removed through Parliament. So is that what Parliament came out and said we're not going to do? Is that what happened? Because Parliament refused to do something, although I'm not sure exactly what it is that they refused. I can't remember. Yes. Parliament has refused to approve the process, so technically he still has the Duke of... So why would Parliament refuse to approve that? That makes no sense to me. Well, they don't need Parliament to remove the Prince and Princess titles and the HRH. So could you imagine if he's no longer Prince Harry? He's Harry Mountbatten Windsor, the Duke of York, but he's not an HRH, and neither are the kids. So William has to choose between the brother and... See, I think William... Did you guys... Okay, don't get me wrong. I did not watch The Crown. Okay? I did not watch The Crown, but I do remember seeing... You know how on YouTube they put these clips up? And I remember seeing a clip of when Elizabeth became queen, and she gets on the plane to go home. And when she lands and she's changing into a black dress, she's handed a letter from her grandmother. And the letter says, you represent the crown, and the crown must always win. The crown has to come first. And that's what Elizabeth did. And I think that's what William's going to do. I think William is going to be like the Queen was. He's very duty. He's very focused, what he wants. Yeah, that's what I think. We haven't got a government in the UK at the moment. What? You don't have a government? What? Or you don't like the government? Listen, I fully admit that I do not understand, and people have tried to explain it to me. I fully admit that I don't, it's like we have Republican, Democrat, and conservative. You guys have Tories. I don't even know what you have. You have different parties also, but I don't understand your parties or what they stand for. Does that make sense? Like, I'm sure one party is like Democrats, one party is like Republicans, but I'm not sure I understand what what all of that is. I don't get it. Anyway, Blair's appeal to YouTube. She has appealed to YouTube. She has. I don't think she's heard anything yet. We don't have a government. We have placeholders. Keir Starmer is not supportive of the monarchy. Well, you could have fooled me. Wasn't he with William at the Earthshot Prize in Brazil, making sure he was pictured with him? That's weird. We have Republicans, Democrats, and independents, along with conservatives and liberals. Our current Labor government is like communism. Ooh, that's not good. William will not. No, I don't think William will take him back either. Here we go. We have Tories, Labor, and Mr. Farage's party. I forget the name of it. Keir hates the royals, and in fact that he has said it before, they are unnecessary. You know, let me tell you something. One of the reasons why I wanted to come to the UK when we came that time was because of the fact that there is a royal family. I see always 78 point, correct, because YouTube is putting me up 30, cutting me 40, putting me up 20, cutting 10. I am literally almost at the exact same number that I started at the beginning of the month. You know, so even though the thing says I've gained 300 people, my numbers reflect I gained maybe 5. And I'm pretty sure by the end of the month, I'll be back to where I started. That's YouTube. They're not allowing my channel to grow. They're totally stymieing my channel. So, and I've called them on it. And the last manager that I had, I don't know if I told you guys this, the last YouTube manager that I had disconnected and sent me an email and said, I'm not discussing this with you. Hand to God. I'm like, why are you suppressing my channel? I mean, you can see when you're on YouTube, you can see in the analytics if YouTube is pushing your videos out. And YouTube, I said, you're not pushing them out. Your own analytics show it, and no answer. And instead she cut the conversation off and then sent me an email telling me that nobody was going to be discussing that with me in the future. And then I got a survey asking me what I thought of the manager. Can you believe that? They sent me a survey and I gave her a 1 and I said, not only did she not answer my questions, she cut off my conversation and told me not to contact you guys again, that you wouldn't just be discussing it with me. Never heard another word from YouTube. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Starmer's allowing unchecked migration into Britain, and the British people are angry. They're creating dangerous. Well, you got that everywhere. You know, there's a big thing going on here in the United States because Trump is removing people that are illegal. And where I'm getting upset is some of the stories that they're coming out with. Let me give you an example. They stopped this one woman, and they said to her, "You're in the country illegal." "Oh no, I came in legally, but I let my paperwork lapse, but I'm working on it. They shouldn't throw me out." And then they go to look. She let her paperwork lapse 10 years ago. 10 freaking years she stayed in the country illegally. And then now that she's caught, that's not fair. That's not fair. Why? You know, it's called, if you want to stay in a country, you should respect its laws. I don't care if that's United States or the UK. When you go to the UK, they have laws. If you want to change the country that you have immigrated to, then you shouldn't stay in that country. Go back where you came from. They're giving you a free place to stay. And what are you doing? You're rioting in the hotel because you don't like somebody that they put into the hotel. You're getting a free place to stay, free food. We got the same thing going on here in the United States, guys. Same thing. And then there was that guy, and he was married to an American, and they scooped him up and they're throwing him out. And he's like, "I was married to an American. I get to stay." And then this, of course, the whole story came out. He had been told to leave the country 6 years earlier, and he stayed. And then he married an American and said, "Well, I'm married to an American now. I can stay." No, just because you marry an American doesn't mean you get to stay in the United States if you marry the American after you've been here illegally. It doesn't work that way. That's why we are very scrupulous with my husband's paperwork. And he's been in the United States now for 27, 28 years, and he's never had an issue of any kind because he's got his green card, he's got his social security number, and we never let anything expire. And he's scrupulous with his paperwork. So that's not an issue. Anyway, yeah, that's the thing. When my grandparents came to the United States, they learned English. They didn't give up their culture. They stayed Jewish. They still spoke Yiddish in the house, but they learned English and they integrated themselves into the country that had taken them in. If you're going to go to another country, you need to integrate yourself. You don't go into the country and then try to take it over and change it so that it's more like the country you left. If it's more like the country you left and you think that that's better, then go back where you came from. That's just my personal opinion. And of course, here in the United States, there's a lot going on because several illegal immigrants have attacked and killed Americans. And of course, they're standing, the government's standing on the platform in court of this woman fought for her life for 15 minutes before she was killed. And she shouldn't have been in that position because this person wasn't supposed to be in the country. He'd already been thrown out 3 times and he came back illegally again. And here he is again. And he's killing people. I mean, and that's the other problem. I just feel like it's people come in. I mean, I know I saw that story in the UK about some immigrant that had been arrested wherever they came from for assault and the R word and all these other things. And then he did it again in the UK and everybody was so shocked. Why aren't you vetting people? You got to vet people. And no, I usually don't get political on here, but I'm not saying I like the president. I dislike the president. I like Keir Starmer. I dislike Keir Starmer. I'm simply saying that if you go to another country and you want to live there, you should follow their rules, follow their laws. You don't have to give up your personal beliefs. You don't have to lose your religion. You don't have to lose your culture, but you have to integrate into their society. And if you don't want to integrate, don't go there. That's it. And I don't know if you guys heard this or not. Are you guys ready? Ready? King Charles is coming to the United States and Trump is going to host him at the White House. So I guess Trump goes there. So now King Charles is coming here. I don't have the date of that, but I saw it. I saw the article. I was like, oh my God, that's fabulous. Trump is coming here. I love it. I love it. Or the King is coming here to the White House. Oh, that's fabulous. Yep. King Charles in the White House. We're going to have King Charles in the White House. Let's see what else. I can't think of what else is going on. There's a lot. Like I said, my video, let me look. My video for tomorrow. Oh my God. My video for tomorrow is 24 minutes long. Ooh. And, but it's covering a lot. Now, remember at 1 p.m., Royal Daily Tea is having Princess Tiffany on. You don't want to miss that. That's right after this one. Okay. Same thing with my great grandparents. They spoke Gaelic in the house, but they learned English. Exactly. My grandparents spoke Yiddish in the house, but they learned, and they also spoke, my father's parents were from Russia. My mother's parents were from Austria, but they got to Austria from Germany. So there was German, Russian, Yiddish, and English in the house. My father spoke Yiddish. He didn't speak German or Russian. He spoke Yiddish, but my mother didn't. So they did not speak it in the house. So as a result, neither me nor my siblings ever learned anything but English. Kind of bad. Kind of like my kids with the German. It's so disappointing. When the kids were little, my husband would say to my oldest son, "Where are the dogs?" in German. "Where are the dogs?" And my son would run to the window and point outside. And he'd go, "Hey, go get your shoes," in German. And my son would run and pick up his shoes. He'd give him a little bit of something to eat on a fork and he'll go, "Sag mal da," and my son would go, "Bitte." And, my husband would give him some more. So the kid was, they were speaking German when they were little. My middle son, my youngest son went to Germany over a whole summer to be immersed in it. And when he came home, he was speaking German. But in order to keep it, he had to speak German with my husband, and my husband prefers English. So my kids have totally lost their German completely. It's terrible, really bad, really sad. Okay, so I have some errands to run. I apologize, you guys, for being late today. But like I said, I could never have done that live with all the banging going on in the ceiling. And I already have a video up on my other channel for an Apple. It's an Apple. I can't even think of the name of it. Keep in mind that, and by the way, people are saying you're cooking a lot of Apple stuff. Well, right now apples are in season, right? So I'm cooking a lot of Apple stuff. But I made, let me see if I can get the picture up. I made an apple rose pie. Look at that. Yeah, that's coming out tomorrow on my second channel. And then after that, the next video after that is I'm going to be showing you what went on upstairs today and how we fixed it so that when we do finish the rest of the upstairs, it's decent and the room won't be cockeyed. All right. All right, guys, don't forget to go to Michelle's channel and watch that live. You're not going to want to miss it. And I hope you guys have a fabulous, fabulous day today. Bye.